Mike runs the channel Fearless and Far, where he travels the world and dives into places most people would never think to visit. His content is usually exciting enough on its own, but this trip stood out for a very different reason. He headed to an old castle in Turkey, a structure so ancient that its real story has mostly disappeared with time. What remains are the ruins and the legends surrounding them. One of those legends claims a demon took over the site long ago, which is how the place ended up with the name people use now, Satan's Castle.
Let's explore. This is the main entrance. You can see the little spindly path we came on. We walked up here, and I'm pretty sure that's how it always was, because this definitely looks like a main door. And look at that up there. It's like a toilet? It wouldn't have a toilet. Maybe it was for defense as well. If this was the front door, you could drop things or shoot things down from up there. Not exactly sure. All speculation. Oh, look. There's another one here, a hole in the middle of the rampart above us that goes down like 20 feet. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Oh no. It's a light. Is this place lit up at night? It wouldn't make any sense though. I mean, obviously the light's here, but the town is way beyond the edge. You can't even see it, so it would be lit up for... I mean, no one will be able to see it lit up. Ah, but the cables are cut. Look at that.
These cut wires were the first clue to my misadventure later that night.
But look, the original castle wall. But careful. And if you look over, it's a long way down. You can see it just stretching along the edge here.
As he moved deeper through the ruins, the light around him slowly faded and the castle grew darker. Exploring was only part of the plan, though. The real goal was to spend the night inside the ancient site. After some searching, he eventually came across a place that seemed safe enough to set up camp for the night, fulfilling the reason he had come in the first place.
It's getting cold. I've decided on a spot. We're gonna sleep right here next to the tower. I would have loved to get on top of the tower. However, I think we need professional climbing equipment to go up here. I think there was at one point a rope or a ladder or something, but no more. And hey, I want to live to camp another day. So this will be home. I've cleared some rocks. Let's get set up before it gets really cold, before that sun completely disappears. It's almost gone. Let's go. Tent set up, fire made.
As he got closer to the spot he planned to camp, something didn't sit right. The road leading in had working lights, almost like an entrance to a public place. But once he stepped into the castle grounds, everything fell into pitch black. The contrast felt strange, especially for a site so far from anything. When darkness finally took over, he had no headlamp left to rely on. With only a torch to guide him, he moved into the ruins, and the whole mood of the place shifted. That was the moment the trip stopped feeling like an adventure and slipped into something much more unsettling.
I don't have my head torch. My head torch is one of the most important things I put in my backpack. It's always there. Always. And it's not there today. I remember putting it in. Maybe back at the beginning of the castle when I put my bag down. Ah, man. In the future, there was head torches. In the past, there were real torches. All right, guys. Let's put that fire on a stick and go find my head torch.
I light the torch and start to follow the winding paths out of the castle. A gunshot. I didn't hear it, and I continued around the side of the castle in view of the path.
Guys, someone came with a gun and fired shots at the castle. They're firing shots at me.
I have two choices: stay in the castle and hold my ground, hoping this is just some simple misunderstanding, that they think I'm some mischievous kid.
They're coming closer. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Or grab my things and run. Maybe they're drunk, crazy locals. Or maybe worse. What would you choose? What would you do? I ran.
I left everything behind, and now I'm trying to find a safe place to go. That's them there with a flashlight. You hear those gunshots? They don't want me here.
After the gunshots, he reached out to his Turkish friend, unsure of what was going on. His friend said he would notify the police and told Mike to stay out of sight for now. Not long after, the friend called again with information Mike didn't expect. Police had already been searching the area for quite a while, looking for someone they believed might be digging for treasure and possibly involved in something more serious. Mike had been among the ruins the entire time and hadn't seen anyone even remotely suspicious. Then the reality sank in. The authorities weren't looking past him, they were looking for him.
I'm told to go back to my tent. That the military police are there waiting for me.
Hello. Merhaba.
Mike, where are you from?
From Canada.
Canada.
You made me very slick. It's a big gun.
Yok,
No,
sorun
no.
yok. No problem.
No problem.
Turkish. Hoş geldin. You are welcome.
Nereye? Aşağı mı inmiştin?
Yeah.
Çağırdık seni.
Sen neredeydin?
Can I make video?
No.
No?
No.
No, okay.
So then, we make an audio note.
So you thought I was a you thought I was a thief?
Yeah.
The only thing I was taking was photos. How many bullets did you shoot?
4 or 5.
4 or 5 bullets. And then you? 3. So 5 from a pistol and 3 from a AK-47 or something similar.
Mike diyor. Fuck you children.
Exactly. I was like, what the fuck? And then I ran so fast in the dark with no light up a cliff. I could have freaking died.
The night took a surprisingly calm turn after the confusion. Instead of treating him like a threat, the officers shifted gears completely. They brought him into town, found a small hotel for him to stay in, and the mood became relaxed enough that they even shared a few drinks together. By the time the sun came up, the tension from the castle was gone, and Mike finally had the chance to explain exactly what he'd been doing there and how the mix-up even happened in the first place.
Found my head torch. This would have been hella helpful last night when I was running for my life. Speaking of which, I learned a lot. Let me unfold the intricacies of the story, now that it's the next day. So remember when we saw those cut wires? I told you in the beginning that's an integral part of the story. Well, check this out. So when the police arrived, actually the locals had told them that there was a treasure hunter here. The locals that saw me come in, they saw a strange car park, a guy walk out with all this weird equipment. No one really does this stuff, right? And so they called the authorities. Those authorities came and then saw all the lights off in the castle. Normally there's lights. I thought that the lights were here to keep, those damn kids out of the castle, spray painting and having sex. That's what I thought. But no, it's for treasure hunters, because if it's all lit up, the treasure hunters don't come and destroy this place. That's probably why that little cave is blasted in the side, actually, from treasure hunters destroying it. So they came here, they heard there was a suspicious guy, they ran the plates on my rental vehicle, saw it was a rental, and saw a smashed control panel down at the entrance. I saw it walking in again today. So they automatically assumed a treasure hunter came, cut all the lights, and was here just destroying the place looking for treasure. And then eventually the pieces were put together that it was actually the military police here and everything was good. Otherwise, I probably would have spent the night in the mountains. Honestly, I was ready to do that.
Mike ended up in the middle of the situation purely by bad timing, but it does raise some questions. If the lights around the ruins really were shut off on purpose, it's possible the people the police were looking for were planning something that night. And if Mike had crossed paths with them instead of the officers, this story might have taken a much darker turn. Fortunately, none of that happened. It became one of those bizarre experiences you never expect, but never forget once it's over. On his channel Small Plots, Kevin usually shares outdoor trips, quiet camps, simple hikes, and nights spent in peaceful forests. That's his usual style. This time he stepped away from that comfort zone. He picked a hidden camping spot that already felt sketchy before he even unpacked. From the moment he settled in, the place had an edge to it, and that uneasy feeling stayed with him through the night.
Nobody should be camping where I'm going to camp tonight. It's an incredibly sketchy area, kind of right at the edge of a city neighborhood and an industrial zone with a little bit of light commercial mixed in. You're watching Small Plots with Kevin. I'm Kevin. We got about an hour before dark, so I'm moving. I'm going. We're a little behind schedule. It's okay. But probably the less amount of time I'm there, the better, because of the aforementioned, sketchiness.
After a quick walk through the area, he picked a place that looked workable and got his tent up. You know, the usual routine of finding a spot and setting up camp.
Okay, tent is set up. It's kind of a big pain in the butt, to be honest. There's rocks in the ground on one side, a big root in the other. Still the best spot around here, especially because I'm really running out of daylight here. Not a ton of time before the sun sets. The best part about this tent setup is there's trees right there that I can easily just hang a ridge line and just easy tarp it. Don't have to figure anything crazy out. I want to do that soon. Any semblance of sun has made way for overcast skies, or, it's just setting. I can see kind of some yellow in the distance, but any clearness in the sky, rather, is completely gone. Total overcast, no drip drops yet, but I can feel it in my bones. All right, let's get the tarp up.
Once the sun dropped and the woods went quiet, he opened a beer, relaxed in his tent, and talked to the camera for a bit before calling it a night. That's when things started to shift.
It's got to be a rain alarm for the airport right over there. I've heard that before when I've been camping in the vicinity while it was raining. They're like, oh God! Something just ran by the tent. It was the lights in my eyes, I couldn't see anything. Had to have been a deer. Whew! I saw like movement and this lights in my eyes. It must have come like right down a hill here and ran across. Oh man. Oh man. That was 3 feet from me. I don't see any eyes looking back. I don't think. Wait, I just thought I did. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Between the eerie alarm happening over at the airport and whatever it was that just ran past me about 3-4 feet in front of me, I think it's safe to say I'm a little bit on edge. I'm just sitting here letting my eyes get used to the darkness, scanning. I don't see anything. I don't see anything on the quote-unquote horizon. The top of the berm. I don't see anything in the dark. I don't see lights. The only thing that makes me think it wasn't a deer was I didn't hear any crashing before or afterwards. Deer are not like that subtle. And I didn't hear any crashing before it came in. Maybe when I listen to the video I will. But I didn't hear any crashing before or after. I just heard something run past me. I'm sure the camera picked it up. It was like right there. whew, eerie. Of course, my brain keeps going like, what if it was a person? But I don't think a person would be that light on their feet. It was really fast.
Whatever moved outside his tent hit him hard enough to snap him out of that relaxed camping mindset. The strange part was the silence. No footsteps, no brush moving, nothing that would help him guess what was out there. That emptiness made it worse, like something was close, but hiding its presence on purpose. He never figured out what he heard that night, and the lack of sound still bothers him. If you have an idea of what it might have been, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Happy Mountains channel is usually all about calm outdoor skills and slow, steady days in the wilderness. Most of his videos feel like you're just hanging out with him while he teaches bushcraft and shows how he lives out in nature. But this trip had a different tone. He headed far into the woods for an overnight stay, and right from the start, the place carried an energy that didn't match his usual easygoing adventures.
I'm heading up on the mountain to do some work at camp and do my first overnighter of the year solo. I got some stuff I want to get done up here at camp, and I'm going to head up here, get to work, settle in, and see what happens. Yeah, always be aware when you're crossing logs like this. Never know when something's laying underneath.
After wandering for a while, he came across a clearing that felt right. He dropped his pack, took a moment to look around, and then started setting things up. Once the shelter was finished, his next priority was simple: get a fire burning to settle in for the night.
Look at that. The gnats have departed. So, I was sitting here kind of bored, waiting for the sun to go on down there and waiting on dinner time. So I thought I would try my hand at making my own spoon.
As the day went on, he got absorbed in a small project, shaping a spoon out of a branch he had cut earlier. It turned into one of those tasks where time slips away without you noticing. By the time he looked up again, the daylight was gone, and the forest around him had already settled into darkness. With the night fully in, he decided it was finally time to get comfortable and call it a day.
Well, boys and girls, getting ready to hit the hay. It's a little after 9, and I'm whipped. I think I'm gonna sleep good tonight. It's supposed to be relatively warm, in the 50s, and it feels like it.
As he slept, the quiet of the forest didn't last. A noise in the distance pulled him out of his rest. At first it sounded faint, nothing that demanded concern, but each moment it grew a little clearer, a little closer. Whatever was moving out there wasn't wandering away, and it was right near his camp.
It's about 10 after 10. I laid down about 9 o'clock, and I was trying to go to sleep. It took me a while, and I was almost asleep, and sometime before 10, I was woke up by something I've never heard in my life. And I know this might sound sensational or something that, you know, I'm not bullshitting. I heard like 4 quick, very loud, deep guttural calls on this ridge behind me, behind camp. There's like a dip on the other side, and it goes up, and it goes up to a higher ridge on this backside, and it sounded like it come from over there. But it was like 4 calls, almost like a communication call of some kind. They were back to back, and then there was a pause, and then I heard 2 more. Scared the absolute shit out of me. I'm still rattled. I've never heard anything like that in my life. It sounded like a mix between almost like a pig, some kind of, I hate to even say it, but a pig, an ape, and the calls almost sounded like how the velociraptors communicate with each other on Jurassic Park. I've never heard anything like that in my life. About 1 o'clock, I woke up again. I heard something circling my camp. Whatever it is, it's close. You hear that? Whatever it is, it sounded like there was 2 or 3 of them, and it started on the other side of my camp, went around my perimeter.
Something was moving around near his camp. You can hear its steps in the darkness, steady and close. Whatever was out there stayed quiet and kept its distance, but its behavior didn't match most wild animals, which usually avoid people entirely. He made it through the night without incident, and he did mention having protection with him, which probably added some comfort. So the question is yours now. Was it just a cautious animal waiting for a chance to pass, or something that had more interest in him than it should have? Tell me what you think in the comments. Snow and Kurt had been on the road for a long time, moving through different countries in their van and trying to keep their travels going during a very unpredictable year. By 2021, finding a safe place to park for the night had become a challenge, with restrictions changing constantly and most spots either closed off or overcrowded. They drove around for a while, unsure where they would end up, until they finally came across a place that looked like it would work. It wasn't perfect, but given everything happening at the time, it felt like a relief to have somewhere to stop and breathe for a moment.
All right, so we got here to Playa Hermosa, and we had to do this little river crossing right here to get out to the beach. We're out here on the beach, and we have a really nice spot. There's a family here, but other than that, we're out here by ourselves. We have a beautiful view of the ocean and the islands. But I have a little concern. I talked to the guy. He said there's no problem with the tide coming up to the van. We should be good there. But the concern I have is this river is getting higher actually fairly quickly. And so I don't want to get stuck on this island, because if we get an unusual high tide, we're stuck. And it's not going to be too much longer before we can't even cross this and we're stranded. And I don't want that. I already told Snow I think we're safe on the island, but I've been watching this little spot for about 15 minutes and it's just not worth it, guys. So we're gonna try to do something else. I don't know what. Kind of running out of spots out in this area. So I gotta go talk to Snow and see what we're gonna do. But I just don't feel comfortable staying here. So we just crossed that river. I was watching it kind of go up, and it looked like all of a sudden it was going up pretty fast at kind of an accelerated pace. And look at it right now. It is full length wide.
They had no choice but to leave the island. The rain had been hitting hard all day, and staying there meant risking getting stuck under rising water. So they packed up and started driving again, hoping the next location would be safer. Hours later, after passing through a checkpoint and weaving along back roads, they reached a quiet spot near a waterfall. It looked perfect, at least for a moment. A wall of rain came down so fast that the ground could not take it, and suddenly the water around their van began climbing higher and higher.
So once you get, I need to pull forward and back out, right?
I gotta look at it, honey.
Okay, you want the umbrella?
No. Oh, the river. You gotta get out of here.
Okay, honey, okay. Forward or backwards? Well, I don't know what to do.
I know you don't.
I mean, I can't see.
I understand.
Would we better just pulling up in there, right in here?
Snow, help me, don't.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just
I don't
trying to-
need suggestions. I need help. You gotta look in the mirrors.
Okay. Holy crap, look at the... It's just a short gap on the road before it turns into the road again. Are you gonna try to back out or turn around?
I don't know, hon. I'm
Okay,
I'm just going.
Okay. Oh, Curdy. I don't know.
Help, don't panic. Help.
I'm not.
Help, mirrors. I need.
Keep going.
We can't see on my left side.
You just gotta go.
Well, I can't. I'm running in a new tree.
Okay, pull forward here.
You gotta look. I need help.
What I think you should do is...
Look for objects. I don't need instructions. I need you to look for objects.
You got nothing on my side. Nothing. If you come over to the right, you will pull up on a grass next to a fence where another car is parked. Which may
Don't let me hit it.
All right, so you need to turn back your way. All right, keep going. Turn back your way. All right, straight. Stay straight. You got 2 or 3 feet on my side to get around this tree. You got 3 or 4 feet now. You're around the car.
Even with everything working against them, the two kept talking through every move, and that steady teamwork is the only reason they were able to stay in control.
All right, guys, we were trying to surprise you. We're parked up here at the top of a waterfall. Beautiful vista. And all of a sudden it started pouring down rain. And this river started coming down the road that we were in. The waterfall, the whole river started rising. We backed up out of there in emergency, 4-wheel drive. You can see it. It is a river and a flood.
We are not out yet, Curdy.
We are not out yet. We got to get out, but I wanted to show you guys what's going on. We are in a river. We are going.
We should go. This is... I don't know where the case is, so... I don't know.
Little by little, they managed to inch their way back towards solid ground. When they finally reached the main road, the relief hit all at once. If they had hesitated even a few minutes longer, the rising water could have trapped the van completely. Their bodies were safe. Their home on wheels survived. But the experience left a clear reminder: nature doesn't wait for anyone. A peaceful campsite can become a hazard in minutes, and you only get one chance to make the right call. And while they probably wouldn't have been physically harmed, the van, their actual home, could have taken damage that was impossible or unbelievably expensive to repair. Water can ruin wiring, flooring, insulation, and everything in between, and losing your home is one of the worst things that can happen. Trent's channel is a strange but perfect mix of two worlds. He travels through forests, deserts, and mountains in his van, and then sits down to game in the middle of it all. As someone who loves gaming myself, his videos always feel like the perfect place to unwind. He brings his little dog along, and together they explore remote spots, Most of his trips have a fun, lighthearted feel, but this one wasn't like that. For this episode, he drove out to a place with a reputation that doesn't exactly scream cozy gaming night. Instead of a calm campsite or a scenic overlook, Trent chose Phantom Canyon Road, a place known more for unsettling stories than peaceful views.
Hi everyone, my name is Trent and I live and travel out of my van all across North America, and along my travels I often stumble upon creepy, abandoned, or even haunted places. And today I am traveling through the mountains of Colorado, specifically on a road called Phantom Canyon Road. This is a road that was once a railroad system in the 1800s that transported passengers and gold from Canyon City to Victor, Colorado. And while that general synopsis may not sound very spooky to you, there is a reason why the locals call this road Phantom Canyon Road. And today I'm going to explore some of those stories while I camp in this supposed haunted forest alone.
Night had already settled in by the time he was making his way through the narrow dirt road, surrounded by nothing but darkness. After following the twisting path for a while, he finally came across the spot he planned to camp for the night.
Okay, I think this is a good campsite for the night. We're right in the middle of this canyon here, and we've got a nice, beautiful, flowing creek right in front of us. However, we are right off the dirt road, but that doesn't bother me too much. I mean, the dirt road is the whole reason why we're here anyway. But before we jump into the spooky ghost stories for the night, I'm gonna hop in the van, set up Starlink, make a quick bite to eat, and then we'll come out, do some adventuring, and see if we witness anything while camping here or wandering on these roads. Millie, you ready for dinner? Yeah? All right, let's go, come on.
Once he reached the area where he planned to stop, Trent parked the van and let his pup hop out to stretch. After giving the dog a chance to look around with a tiny light strapped to his head, Trent climbed back into the van. He set up his satellite connection so he could get online from the middle of nowhere, then settled in and grabbed a quick bite before getting comfortable for the night.
And on top of that, these meals are ready in less than 15 minutes, so it's super convenient for situations like this. I mean, look at this. This spicy Peruvian chicken rice bowl looks so delicious, and it was made in less than 15 minutes right here in the comfort of my own van. Okay, now for the best part. Let's give this a taste test. Dang, that looks good.
Once he finished eating, he decided to explore the area a bit. The trail seemed calm at first, but partway through the walk, he spotted something off in the distance. It looked interesting enough to investigate, but there was something about it that gave the whole moment an uneasy edge.
Wait. Oh, that's right. Oh. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I forgot that this road has tunnels. Wow. This is wild. It's so big. Man, I am getting the heebie-jeebies from this. And maybe that's because my mind is on the topic of skinwalkers. But that's my own doing. I don't know. I feel like if there were any place that I would... The freak was that? I swear. Oh, it's bats. Of course there's bats in here. It's a freaking cave. Duh.
He lingered inside the tunnel for a bit, taking in the atmosphere, but the quiet didn't last. Before long, strange noises began echoing through the passage, breaking the stillness around him.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna sit here for a bit and just soak this all in. I think this tunnel is really, really cool. I keep hearing stuff, but I'm like 98% sure it's just the bats making weird noises. You know, I don't know if it's my mind playing tricks on me or not, but I definitely just heard singing. Like distant singing. Okay, I know for a fact that the camera can pick it up. It is so faint that I'm like struggling to hear it. And I don't know if it's like the sounds bouncing off the tunnel walls or what, but it literally sounds like people singing.
After leaving the tunnel and returning to his van, he expected the rest of the night to settle down. Instead, something strange happened the moment he got back, and it caught him off guard all over again.
Okay. I hope the camera picked it up, but I just heard a thud outside. I just turned on my light outside my sliding door. I don't see anything out the windows. Hello? My tripod out here that I forgot about, but that's still standing, and my shovel, maybe it slid.
He checked around this campsite to see what could have caused the noise and eventually spotted a small shovel. It looked like it had been resting against the tire and simply tipped over. That explanation made sense, but it didn't completely settle the feeling he had. Something about the area still felt off, like eyes were on him from somewhere just beyond the light. If you've got your own theory about what might have been out there, I'd love to hear it, so drop it in the comments and let me know what you think. That's all for today. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. Don't forget to leave a comment with your favorite encounter. And as always, thanks for watching and stay safe out there.